Hey guys, so I gave an interview yesterday uh, about my grandfather, who was an officer in the Soviet Army, obviously a Jewish officer in the Soviet Army in World War II, and which you can check out on this channel. And it just dawned on me that the one thing I forgot to mention it's probably the most, I would say, pivotal thing of the whole thing, of the whole story, was that he was captured in what's called encirclement by the Germans. I believe this happened somewhere in, I want to say Poland, or near what today's the Czech Republic. Because they went to Prague, and this happened twice. So basically, what happens is it's a makeshift POW camp, right? And that's it. They're taken as POWs. He escaped twice. He escaped these makeshift POW camps twice. And folks, why was it imperative that he escape? Like, why did he even attempt to do this? Because, you probably know, most guys were taken as POWs and they just, remain POWs until whenever, right? There's some kind of exchange, or they're prisoners of war for like a certain period of time. Folks, in his case, he was an officer. He was a card-carrying member. He didn't believe in communism, but he was a card-carrying member officially of the Communist Party. It's kind of like having a driver's license in the Soviet Union at that time. And also, he was a Jew, obviously. Folks, do you know why he knew that he would have to run away? That he would have to at least try to escape, right? Because the moment that they would interrogate him, come across him, and speak to him, and they would find out all those three things that I just mentioned: Jewish, officer, car-carrying member of the Communist Party, again, didn't believe in communism, they would shoot him. Why would they shoot him? Besides the fact that they were just exterminating Jews, right? Even if they weren't, why would they? Folks, because a Jew, the Germans knew that a Jew, no matter what army he fought for, would not give up any information. He would not betray the country that he was fighting for. And as we know, guys, Jews fought for, they fought for Germany too. There were Jews in the German army in World War II and World War I. Hitler famously, wrote about his, the guys in his unit, Jewish guys, officers, whatever it was, privates. In every army, folks, there were Jews. French army, with the whole Dreyfus affair. Folks, that's why you notice, right? Dreyfus, they tried to get him for, being a traitor. They found out that he wasn't. Right? Folks, it was the same thing anywhere you went. And that's why the Germans, in this case, they had no use. Besides the fact that they were just exterminating Jews, in a military sense, they had no use for a Jewish guy. Because he wouldn't give up any information. Positions, locations, any information. My friends, we keep hearing about the whole thing in American Congress, from certain ladies, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and we hear this from the woke right too. Jews have dual loyalty. Or they could be traitors. They don't care about America. They only care about Israel, right? Some of these guys go as far as to say, "Oh, look at all these Congress members that have Israeli citizenship." Folks, there's not even one congressperson in the entire American Congress that has Israeli citizenship. Not even a one, right? But that's not the point, folks. So it's funny to me that actual Nazis knew that a Jew would not betray their country, any country, whether it's Russia, whether it's France, whether it's Germany. The German army, the heads of the German army knew that if a Jewish soldier were to be captured by the Soviets, he also should be shot, because he wouldn't give up, or whatever. He would be useless, right? At the very least, he wouldn't give up any information. He would not. Folks, you know what's interesting? In Israel, if you want to be in the Knesset, they do make you give up your American citizenship. And this is because, interestingly enough, why? Because they know that a person would actually tend to be, anything they do, let's say in the Knesset, they would take American interest. A Jew, who's in the Knesset, would take American interest into consideration. So they purposely, that he would always do that, right? More often than not. They purposely ask the person to relinquish their American citizenship. It used to be, I think, $500 you pay, and now it's upwards of $1,000 you pay to just give up your American citizenship if you want to be in the, if you make Aliyah and you want to be in the Knesset, you're an Israeli citizen. Folks, that means that a Jew, no matter where he lives, will never betray the country he lives in. There's like a less than a 1% chance that he would do that, folks. Like less than 0.5% chance. Let's put it that way. So it's funny, guys. This whole accusation of these woke right guys and these freaking actual, American Nazis. Oh, dual loyalty, folks. Actual Nazis knew that a Jew who was captured would not betray the country that he's fighting for. They knew that, which makes the assertion of these morons here absolutely stupid. Apart from the fact that, again, there's not even one person in the Congress that has American citizenship, Israeli citizenship, not even one Jew. And the guy that they're talking about, this guy Brian Mast, I don't even think he's Jewish. I think he just volunteered for Israel. He's like a non-Jew. I don't even know what he is. It's like this volunteer program. I think it's called Sarel or something like that. Folks, you see how deep this goes, how stupid this goes, and how absolutely absurd it is. We saw it with Dreyfus. We saw it with many other cases. But folks, the Germans knew, and that's why, in the case of my grandfather, his calculus was, okay, I'm either going to stay here and get shot, or I'm going to run, and maybe I'll get shot, and maybe I won't, and maybe I'll survive. He did it twice. And now, I'm here to tell you guys about it. Because he survived. He had my father and his two brothers. And, obviously, I'm here. I'm named after him, after my grandfather, the one who escaped encirclement. Folks, now you understand how absolutely, dare I use the word, retarded these people are. I mean, there's no other way to categorize them. It's just absolutely retarded. And, it's nothing more, literally nothing more, than a modern day Dreyfus situation. Obviously, minus the tribunals. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.